What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Welcome to Falling Forward, making standards come alive. So, topic of the day, everybody, is Q&A part 2. Now, the reason I'm doing a part 2 is because I got so many questions, I had to split them up into 2 episodes. So, I don't want to waste any time on this episode, so we're going to jump right into it. If you like the questions that I'm answering or the questions that I was asked and you want to send more, just look on the bottom, like, comment, email me, and send the information. I'll be happy to have Q&A episodes or even to respond if I'm able to, because I do get a lot of questions. So, going right into it. Question number 1. And this question I get asked a lot. Now, it says, can women make the first move and still be attractive? Is it godly? Now, I'm going to answer this very straightforward. 100. At the end of the day, you really have to understand who made the first move. Because the real question is it all right for a woman to be straight up and come up and say, I like you, can I get my number? Because I don't care how old you are, women have been making the first move for a really long time. If you ever noticed the man first and you made sure to catch his stare, you made the first move. If you ever noticed the man first and you walked by him to kind of get in his area for him to say something to you, you made the first move. If you ever noticed the man first and you somehow might have been having a conversation and you laughed a little longer, you initiated flirting, you made the first move. The only way you did not make the first move is if he saw you first and came up, or you did not have any plans or did not desire in any way make a move toward him. That's the only way you didn't make the first move. So really, for years, women have been making the first move. Really, it's just been unsaid. Us men have hollered at a woman, or we go ahead and ask for your number. We are very direct with what we do, but women, you set it up. There's plenty of times, I know plenty of women, you set it up. You made sure he noticed you. You got up and you danced a little longer so he can notice you. You wanted to draw his attention. Women have been making the first move for a long time. It's really, is it right for a woman to go ahead and ask for your number? Well, if you've been making the first move all this time, I don't see the problem anymore. This is women in all walks of life. They've been making the first move for a long time. And this is, to answer that, there's nothing wrong with making the first move. At least in my opinion. And if you feel any other way, that's fine. But don't say anything if you see somebody else getting married and they made the first move. God bless them. He didn't bless you. I mean, if you want to do that, sit down, pray about it. But there's nothing wrong with making the first move. Is it godly? There's nothing in God's word that says a woman cannot make the first move. If you feel that way, if you were raised that way, go ahead. I mean, the word of the Lord says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So yes, a man findeth a wife. But guess what, women, you've been setting that find up for a long time. Okay. Now, enough of that. Question number 2. Is living pure harder for guys? If so, why? Now that's a fire question right there. Well, really, when you think about it, I'd have to say women get more opportunity to have sex than men, because if a woman wants to go out and have sex with a guy, she could do that. A man may have to work a little bit. Most of us have to work a little bit. You know, some women, yes, they're just throwing it out there. I understand that. But I'd say what makes it harder for men is that we think about sex a lot more than women do. And understand this. So the reason it is harder is because of our mindsets. Now, the way men are, the way we are, and the way our bodies are designed and whatnot, yes, women, your libido, which is your sex drive, kicks up later on in life. Men, it starts younger, but at the end of the day, us men, we think about sex more than women do. And when we think about sex more than you, it makes it harder for us because we're constantly thinking about, hey, look, when we get home, we want to have sex. How can we make sex better? So we think about all those things. And in a woman, when it comes to a woman, you're more in an emotional realm. We're thinking of more in the sexual realm. So that's what makes it harder for us. That is the reason we are constantly thinking about sex. We constantly are desiring sex. And yeah, I'm telling you, this is yeah, I'm telling you about Jesus Christ, but you lost your mind if you think I'm not desiring sex. A lot. So, moving on. Somebody asked this question because they wanted to know, this is more about me. They want to know my personality. They asked me, they can't tell my personality if I'm an extrovert or if I'm an introvert. They can't really read me through my episodes. So let me answer that question now. I'm the most extroverted introvert you've ever met in your life. If I see you and we meet, I'm an extrovert. Hey, how you doing? What's up? After that, I am gone. I'm an introvert. Text me, whatever, what you doing? I'm home and I'm going home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm an introvert. I'd rather be alone. So that's where that comes in. But you'd mess me up if you just met me and I saw you. You would definitely get the wrong impression because I'm all like, hey, how you doing? Let's go. Hey, what's up? Start a conversation. But best believe I'm mainly a loner, mainly an introvert. I'd rather be by myself, just me and Jesus, one-on-one. Let's do this, This question. How do I feel about meeting someone online? It's another question that everybody keeps asking me. How do you feel about online dating? Now, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I don't feel anything is wrong with online dating. If somebody wants to online date, go ahead and online date. It's like eating meat and being eating only vegetables, being a vegetarian. Look, if that's your choice and it's better in your life, go ahead and do it. But everything is based on your own opinion. Online dating, I get it. Yes, it's definitely easier if you met the person in real life. There's a lot of situations you don't have to deal with, catfish, all of that. But, online, some people got married from it. So really, if you don't like it, don't do it. If you're for it, go ahead and do it. And nothing in the Word of God is talking about online dating or, seeing each other in real life. I get it. Eventually, there's a way to go about it when you're online dating. You don't marry somebody online. You didn't meet them or whatnot. But to my opinion, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about that. And understand this. If you ever slid in somebody's DMs and you went on a date, that was online. If you ever emailed somebody, that was online. So there's a lot of online dating going on nowadays. If you ever seen someone and then contacted them online, well, guess what? You started that online. So can I just say, hey, look, people have been doing this for a long time and people are getting married. And this is my thing. If God does not want you to do online, pray about that and find that out for yourself. If he wants you to do it, then pray about that. Because the last thing you need is something hindering you from meeting the man or woman that God sent in your life. Online dating is strictly your relationship with Jesus Christ. Go pray about that and find out if it's right or wrong. Some people do not agree, and I hear you. This is your opinion. So find that out with Christ. Next question. This is actually a good question. So a woman sent me this question, and it's a pretty packed up question, but she was asking, basically, she invested a lot of time, and there's a lot of women that can relate to this. She invested a lot of time into her man, helped him through school, helped him get a place, helped him get a job that was even better than hers. And the man ended up moving away with this brand new job, invested so much in him. She got confirmations that this was her husband. He got confirmations that this was his wife. And all of a sudden, he's at this new job now. And she's done above and beyond helping this man. She's taking care of things for him. She's basically helped build this man, invested so much time into him. Now he's moved away and he's saying to her, I think, we should definitely take some time off. I need to focus on myself right now. And all the questions are popping up in her head. Has he met somebody else in this new state that he's living in with this, high job? Does he really have to focus on himself? Does he just not want to be with me? And, I got multiple confirmations. She's saying that this was my husband. He got multiple confirmations. And she said, she's seen history in the past where people have separated for a year, and got back together and got married. And that's how she feels. So she's asking me, what's going on with the man. Now, from a man's point of view, there's really one answer. And the reason I'm saying this is, she basically is kind of trying to figure out, should I wait? Should I go? What's going on? And the answer is that there's a bottom line. Because the man very well could have found somebody else. Or he very well could be working on himself. But the bottom line is, he said, hey, let's be apart. And at the end of the day, I'm going to need you to honor what he said and leave that man. The reason being is, the fact is, whether he's working on himself or found somebody else, right now he does not desire to stay in a relationship. And it's for any woman that a man has ever told you that he does not desire to stay in a relationship. If he does not desire to stay in a relationship, do not wait. I need you to move on. Because with us men, either we're figuring it out or there's somebody else. However, and there's a lot of times where we're just figuring it out. But the last thing you need to do is wait, because as men, when we make decisions, we don't, it's not often that we change our decisions like that when it comes to things. And sometimes we do need everything shut down so we could figure something out. But I'm telling you, the bottom line is you need to leave him. Let it go. Don't wait for him. Go ahead and focus on Christ and do other things. Do what Christ is going to. If God brings somebody else in life, he brings somebody else into his life. If it's meant to be, it will be. God will align it. Jesus Christ will set it up. But I don't need you waiting for that man. No. He's already told you what it is. And a lot of women get caught up with this, where they're like, hey, look, I invested so much time to him. Look, in order to love somebody, it's a risk. It's a risk you're willing to take. If it's going to come back, it'll come back. But I'm telling you, look, the bottom line is you need to go. And that way you're not caught up in depression. You're not constantly trying to figure things out left and right. No, let God be God. All right? Let God be God. All right. Next, is it okay to direct a particular person to God? And basically what this question is saying, is it okay to pray for a specific person to be my spouse? That's the question. And the answer to that is absolutely yes. The reason I'm saying this is the word of the Lord says, ask and you shall receive. It says, but it also says about us asking or praying amiss, meaning praying the wrong way or praying what's not yours. However, what you should be praying is, God, who is my spouse? Not, I want this person to be my spouse. Because if the Lord answers that prayer and he blesses you with something and you end up in a relationship with that person, you might go through hell. And he might have just taught you a good lesson about make sure you pray the right prayers. Make sure you're honoring. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you're asking for. Now, understand this. The best prayer is, God, send me who my spouse is. Not praying for a particular person unless the Lord said that is your spouse. That's what's really important. Let's see. How do you explain celibacy to a man who thinks celibacy is not real for men? Okay. Now, the best way to describe celibacy is the best way to describe celibacy is understanding who Jesus Christ is and understanding why we're doing it. So celibacy is nothing but not having sex till you're married. But serving Jesus Christ is giving God your best and honoring and being obedient to his word till you're married. So it's not about waiting till marriage, because if you're just trying to describe waiting till marriage to a man that's highly sexually driven, that's been out there sexually, it doesn't make sense. But if you explain to him that if you love Jesus Christ and to know Jesus Christ and to be obedient to him and to be blessed by him and to just show your love for him, that is where abstaining till marriage begins to make sense. You're doing this for Jesus Christ. You're not doing this for your spouse. So for a man to not understand that is for you to tell him, hey, you're waiting for your spouse. No, tell him you're doing this for Jesus Christ. That's the best way to explain celibacy to a man. I'm not having sex right now because God told me not to, because he wants me to keep my body as a living sacrifice to him, and I love him so much I want to be obedient to him. That's the best way to explain it. Now, how does it feel to encounter a woman of God in her purpose and she's single? Woo! How does it feel to encounter a woman of God in her purpose and she's single? It feels like that. It feels like a breath of fresh air. Look, when you find a woman of God in her purpose that truly loves the Lord and she's single, it's like, Jesus, I found a needle in a haystack. Let me go ahead and pray, intercede. Let me go ahead and make my moves. But nah, for real. All jokes aside, it is just a beautiful thing. It's a breath of fresh air. It is encouraging. It is joyful. It's loving. It is it's like all your prayers have been answered. There are good people. It's a rejuvenation. That's how it feels when you find a woman of God in her purpose, single, even married, just to see that it's an encouragement for later on. Okay, last question. Do I buy the idea of working on somebody as a friend and waiting for them to know God to get into a relationship? That's a long process right there. Now, do you buy the idea? God has definitely blessed many people with that, If you choose to, lead somebody to Christ, lead them to Christ, but your intention should not be so you can get in a relationship with them. If the Lord told you, or if you feel that that's your spouse, not even if you feel, if God told you, Jesus Christ let you know that that's your spouse, and you want to invest your time in them, lead them to Christ or whatnot, and as a friend, and you just watching and praying, go ahead and do that. But if your intentions are to lead somebody to the kingdom so you can get into a relationship with them, that's absolutely wrong. If you guys are friends and you're leading them to Christ, and you might have some like with them, but you're not voicing it or whatnot, go ahead, knock yourself out. There's nothing wrong with that. The key thing is, a lot of people out here, you put so many walls up for yourself with meeting somebody. Then you all upset when you're single. It doesn't make any sense. If I see a man that I really like, let me not get his attention, let me not point him toward Jesus Christ. Let me just sit in my corner right here, hope and pray that he comes up and talks to me. And I get that, but the word of the Lord says faith without works is dead. So if you have a lot of men coming at you, just coming at you, go ahead, knock yourself out. If you don't have a lot of men coming at you, you may need to do something. And what really gets me is that women, the ones that did get married or the one that do have a lot of men coming at you, they still, when they see something they like, they still at least may make that eye contact and make sure he sees that they're looking at him. They may at least smile, and when he catches on, look away just to do all that. They'll do all of that stuff, but the other women that are out here, not even having that much opportunity, are the ones sitting down saying, oh no, I would never do anything. But look, guess what? If it's not working for you, if you're still not married and you're still single, understand something needs to change. Either your prayer life or you just need to do something. Go enjoy God. Enjoy God. Go do something for Christ. Enjoy your singleness and let God be God. But that's my Q&A. Thank you guys for your questions. Now, you know good and well what we're about to do, everybody. At the end of all my episodes, we are going to pray. So, wonderful Father, in Jesus' mighty name, I lift up every man and woman right now, Father. Relationship counselor time. It just happened that way. This is part 2 of it. God, I pray that you will pour your direction into everybody right now. Father, I pray that you will give people wisdom and strength. Wonderful Father, I ask, God, that you will bless all of those people. God, I call out Everybody that has a daughter right now. God, I call out every daughter right now. Everybody that has a daughter, I pray that you teach them how to raise their daughters in the right way. Father, I pray that they will not spoil their daughters, but instead raise them in a beautiful way to understand. They give them the understanding of differentiation between wanting and not wanting for anything and spoiling them. Father, I pray that they will bless their daughters to be truly and highly understand who you are, what a good man is, Father. And I pray for the protection of every daughter from any molestation, from any rape, from any people that'll come and do them harm. Father, I speak a spirit of protection over every man's daughter and every woman's daughter right now. Father, I pray that they are carried, they are walking strong. I pray you protect them from any man that'll even come and break their heart in the wrong way, Father, that just break their heart, period. Father, I pray that they'll fall in love with you, that you will understand them. God, I pray that their relationship with you will be amazing, God. Even as they get older, it'll begin to multiply. Father, I pray for every little girl, Father, if she even gets a chance to hear this video years down the line, wonderful Father, I pray a special blessing on her for hearing this video, Father. I pray for a special instruction and for not just a fire, but not only a fire, but truly a change in life and blessings on their life. In Jesus' mighty name, shout out to the little daughters. Father, that's what you wanted me to do, and I thank you for them. In Jesus' mighty name, catch me next week, people, on Falling Forward.